like, share, subscribe. Shouts out to the Lions Den community. And don't y'all forget to subscribe to the podcast show. Link will be pinned in the top of the chat.
Just name the channel who could bang with us. I'll prove that you are smoking dust. GTV Media is top notch in this game, y'all. You failures only have your self to blame, y'all. Ticket TV and a weapons make you suckers cry. Why don't you close your channel, crawl into a hole and die? Shout out to those who love our movement, no, we'll never flop until you get your mouth on LDBC. We are the underground outfit, y'all. We built this whole thing by ourselves, no in y'all. Independence start with self-preservation. If you can't take care of self, then how can you build a nation, y'all? Yeah, we got that merch for the ladies and yes, we even got that merch for the babies and we got appliances and everything that you will need. We got some banging songs that make anemic haters bleed.
All right, man, y'all press 2 if y'all can hear me in the comments, man. I got a mic check. Press 2 if you guys can hear me in the comments, man. Salute to everybody in the building. Can y'all hear me? Press 2 if y'all can hear me in the comments, man. Press 2 if y'all can hear me in the comments, bro. Y'all can hear me? All right, man, we about to get into this, man. This is a big one right here for you guys. Y'all thought the last one I had was a big one. If you guys didn't check the video, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. After y'all hit the subscribe button, hit that bell. After y'all hit that bell, make sure that you guys hit the all button. That way y'all will get all the updates, whenever I release the video content on this channel, man. And it is going down, y'all. It seems like it is going down right now. So y'all can hear me? All right, yeah, let's get those likes up too, man. Look, so the situation with Jay-Z, we all understand what the situation is. Jay-Z was added to that lawsuit with Diddy. Jay-Z's name was added again to the lawsuit with Diddy. At first, his name, it was withheld. Tony Buzbee withheld names, of 2 celebrities. One celebrity's name still has not been revealed. That is a very, very, very serious situation that one of the celebrities' names has still not been revealed. That makes me think about what's going on with that situation. Now, this is something that's incredible that's going on right now. So if you guys remember, after Jay-Z's name was added, his lawyer, Alex Spiro, came out swinging hard at Tony Buzbee. Alex Spiro came out, and basically, before we even knew let me go back. Before we knew that this was Jay-Z, there was a letter that was put out in a lawsuit against Tony Buzbee. And the lawsuit was anonymous. The lawsuit, we didn't know who the lawsuit was from. It was anonymous. So, but we found out later on that the lawsuit was from Jay-Z against Tony Buzbee. Jay-Z was the John Doe in this lawsuit. Now, this is an actual screenshot of that part of the lawsuit from Jay-Z's lawyer. And here is what Jay-Z's lawyer accused Tony Buzbee, who's the lawyer of the woman who came forward, right? The woman who came forward and accused Jay-Z, the woman who had special needs, who did the interview. Everybody said there was holes in the story. Everybody said she was capping this, that, and the third. Everybody said Tony Buzbee was trying to shake Jay-Z down because that's what Jay-Z's lawyer came out. So let's read what Jay-Z's lawyer said again, and then I'm going to let y'all know what just happened. So it says introduction. Number 1, plaintiff John Doe, who we didn't know at that time, but now we know is Jay-Z, Sean Corey Carter, is the victim of a scheme by defendant Anthony G. Buzbee and his firm, the Buzbee Law Firm, who collectively Buzbee or defendants, who are shamelessly attempting to extort exorbitant sums from him, or else publicly file wildly false, horrific allegations against him. Defendants have threatened to unleash entirely fabricated and malicious allegations of sexual assault, including multiple instances of a under, both male and female, against Jay-Z, the plaintiff, if he refuses to comply with their demands. These baseless accusations are nothing more than a weapon and a calculated plot to destroy the plaintiff's high-profile reputation for profit, despite the complete absence of any factual basis for such claims. This is what Jay-Z's lawyer wrote, Alex Spiro, in that lawsuit. You guys can go look it up. It's online. You can go look it up. You can go read the whole lawsuit for yourself. This is the introduction to that lawsuit. He accused in that lawsuit Tony Buzbee of attempting to extort exorbitant sums. The media, or I ain't gonna say the media, social media, and the people on the internet ran with this and said, "Oh, Tony Buzbee is a shakedown lawyer. He's a guy trying to come out here and get millions out of this guy. This, that, and the third. Blah, 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 blah." When most of the general public did not know that a demand letter is normal. Not only is a demand letter normal, a demand letter is encouraged. Let me repeat myself again. A demand letter is encouraged by judges because judges do not want to waste the court's time and resources on cases unless they actually have to go to court. Now, there was a great lawyer who broke this down online about the demand letters and basically stated that demand letters are common. Once again, they are common. But now, ladies and gentlemen, who don't know what's going on, Tony Buzbee allegedly has dropped the information. And before we drop the information, because I have it right here on my person tonight, I'm going to play this for you guys so you guys can hear this, because everybody needs to understand. And you guys can go look this guy up. Everybody pretty much knows who he is. Reputable lawyer. Everybody knows who this guy is, right? That's anywhere, that's in the legal realm, or that knows anything about, just legal period, right? And if you guys do not know, all right, basically the law offices of Tragos, Sartez, and Tragos, right? They're an experienced and dedicated personal injury law firm that's based in Clearwater, Florida, right? Now, they do great work here on YouTube, right? And so on YouTube, they have a channel called Lawyer You Know. They must have 500,000 subscribers. This guy who does these, who basically breaks down legal information online for you guys, right? So basically, what he did was he basically told you guys the truth about the demand letters, because everybody didn't know what a demand letter was and what is a basic demand letter, and the fact that demand letters are more than likely required, and a judge will ask you in court, did you send a demand letter before you came and filed this lawsuit? Most people didn't want to listen. Now let's get to that, and then I'm going to show you guys what Tony Buzbee allegedly has presented right now as evidence. Now let's go.
But before we get to the judge's order, in case you don't believe me about demand letters, let's take a look at Federal Rule 40. And we're going to see the judge reference a slew of motions filed by Spiro, right? And you got Spiro, big personality, celebrity type lawyer. You got Buzbee, huge personality, celebrity type lawyer. And you got Jay-Z. Those are the three people involved here. So everything's going to be on steroids here. But in the motion to dismiss, Spiro accused Tony Buzbee of running a sprawling extortion saga.
Now, if you guys remember, 1 month ago, I did a video telling you guys that this was going to come back to bite. I tried to tell you guys, but y'all didn't want to listen to me. So I'm going to let this lawyer tell y'all. And then as soon as I let this lawyer tell y'all the truth, what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this evidence on y'all right now. Let's go.
I'm data whose aimed is based and measured in dollars. It's an extortion campaign that was cynical and calculated to force payment of an exorbitant sum of money. The defendant would have to pay X millions of dollars irrespective of the truth or else. And again, that does sound like extortion. It does sound like a threat, right?
And that's what they were trying to push. That everybody was online was pushing this narrative that Tony Buzbee was trying to extort Jay-Z. Not gonna work. And I'm gonna tell y'all why. Let's get it. Let's get it. I'm about to show y'all the paperwork.
But that's exactly what a demand letter is. It's a threat, but it's more of, can we resolve this pre-suit without filing a lawsuit? And if the answer is no, that's fine. We're going to file a lawsuit. And I always tell my clients, I've had people, friends ask me, hey, can you just write a demand letter for us? We don't have to file a suit on this. I don't like to do that. If I'm going to write a demand letter and I'm going to say, if we don't settle this case, I'm going to file a lawsuit, I want to be, my word is my bond, right? If I write that our law firm is going to file a lawsuit, now, things can happen where the client says, never mind, I don't want to go through all this. And that's the other thing, right? Especially for victims, if you can settle the case pre-suit and they don't have to be re-victimized and they don't have to go through the tragedy that is the wrongful death and their loved one who died in a car accident or getting hit by a truck or because some company screwed up or cut corners and put profits over people and this person ended up dead, and they don't have to relive that and you can settle it pre-suit, you better believe I'm going to try to do that for every single one of my clients. I don't want to have to put them through that again. And if a defendant doesn't have to publicly be dragged through it and go to litigation and spend all the money on lawyers because they're also going to still have to pay my client in the end, then that's the way it should go. If everybody agrees a wrong has been committed. If the defendant maintains that they did nothing wrong, then they should let it be handled in the court system. And if a victim says they did do it, well, let's go prove it. And it's tough, but they got to go through the court process and they got to prove that they did it. But for lawyers to write things like they asked for millions of dollars or else, it's like, yeah, or else we'll file a lawsuit because that's legally the steps that we are allowed to take. And to make those threats sound nefarious, a lot of the general public will get behind that, okay? A lot of people watching this may disagree with me and say, that sounds like extortion. You should never do that. Okay.
And I told you guys, a lot of people was running around saying this stuff, blithering idiots. Blithering idiots. Because once you get in a court of law, and you got to understand that court talk, that street shit ain't going to work, Jack. You better have some common sense or your ass is going to be behind the 8 ball and you ain't going to be the cue ball, nigga. Now let's keep going.
That's fine. And that's why defense lawyers like to publicly make statements like that. They tried to extort me out of money. If it was true, they would have just filed the lawsuit. No, it's not how it is. That's not how plaintiffs lawyers do it. And that's not how judges want you to do it. Judges want you to try to resolve it pre-suit throughout the...
Now, stop that again. I told y'all this, but niggas didn't want to listen to me. I am the final boss when they're talking about this shit. They didn't want to listen to me. Niggas want to come on here and lie and cap. But we talking real legal talk. You got niggas that's running around here that ain't even goddamn lawyers talking this dumb shit. But we talking real legal goddamn talk right here from a real lawyer.
Oh, it is. That's not how plaintiffs lawyers do it. And that's not how judges want you to do it. Judges want you to try to resolve it pre-suit. Throughout the case, if I had a nickel for every time a judge told me, why don't you guys just go resolve this? Why don't you go talk in the hallway? Why don't you guys get on a call and see if you can settle this? Judges want us to settle cases. They don't want us to waste judicial resources if we don't have to. The only cases that should go to trial are a small percentage, the ones that really we have major disagreements either on the facts or the amount of money that a case is worth. More from the motions filed by the defense. When the defendant refused to pay and instead took measures to establish his innocence, this unnamed plaintiff and her self-promoting counsel, whose name has been splashed across headlines and press conferences under auspices of representing her, went to extraordinary lengths to shut down a fair defense. But those efforts too failed. And I think the only, legitimate little nugget there that he's saying how they're trying to...
Now, he's reading exactly what Jay-Z's lawyer wrote. And he's breaking this shit down. Because I'm finna show y'all the evidence Tony Buzbee filed today. And it's going to be real spooky around here for y'all. Let's go.
Shut down a fair defense is the plaintiff is still trying to remain anonymous. Because that tactic is inconsistent with a genuine effort to determine the truth or falsity of these allegations, as opposed to an effort to produce a quick, extortionate settlement, the defendant is respectfully seeking either dismissal of the allegations or disclosure of the plaintiff's identity. I will just let you know, most of those types of allegations that, oh, it's extortion, he's trying to get money, he's doing press conferences, none of that's going to make him dismiss the complaint, right? At best, what he's saying is, in order for a fair defense, we need to know the name of the plaintiff, so the judge may give them the name of the plaintiff. We'll have to wait to find out when we read the judge's order together.
And the judge already rejected that and said that later on she may allow it, but she may not. We just have to wait to see what she says. But she rejected that at first, that they know the accuser's name. She allowed the accuser to remain anonymous. Keep going, because I'm about to show y'all the evidence.
So that's what's happening here. Is, by the way, we have gone, almost 20 minutes and we didn't mention who Jay-Z is married to, which is Beyonce, one of the biggest celebrities on the planet. I feel like she's bigger than Jay-Z. I could be wrong. You guys can disagree with me, but she's involved as well, right? Her husband, their kids, and this is disgusting behavior that he has been accused of. So they have to protect that reputation. And the way that they've started to protect it is with public comments and language. I don't know if I want to call it unnecessary language. I'll call it some nasty language. People got so mad when, I don't remember if it was me or my dad that said, Luigi Mangione's lawyer, who is a female, and a stud lawyer, and probably a bulldog, right? If you have that position she had for 20 plus years, the prosecutor's office, to work your way up to be one of the top prosecutors there, and then now to be a criminal defense lawyer getting high profile cases, she probably is a bulldog. And I don't think she would take any offense to anything that my dad or I have said in any video. But
now, let me stop right there, because we're going to come right back to that. Jay-Z's lawyer came out and said that Tony Buzbee and his law firm was shamelessly attempting to extort exorbitant sums from him. Tony Buzbee maintained from the beginning that he never asked for any amount of money from Jay-Z, that Jay-Z's lawyer was lying about that, and Jay-Z's team was lying about that, and that he only asked for mediation in a lawsuit. Mediation before a lawsuit even came up. He only asked for mediation. He never even asked about a dollar amount, even though Jay-Z's lawyer put it out there that he was trying to extort, or not extort, but take millions. Yeah, extort, right there. Extort, right there. His own words, attempting to extort. But he said in other statements that they said that they was trying to get millions of dollars out of Jay-Z, right? Tony Buzbee said that's a goddamn lie. I sent him a basic demand letter that's required in a lot of cases, and that most judges actually recommend. And all these dudes on YouTube ran with that BS. Oh, Tony Buzbee trying to shake him down, man. Good old shakedown, man. That's extortion. Nigga don't know nothing about the law. You have to learn the law before you run your mouth on YouTube, because you look like a damn fool at the end of the day. Here's the letter. Acquired by InTouch. Evidence that Tony Buzbee sent to Sean Corey Carter. And after this video, I will gladly pin the link at the top of the comment section so everyone can see the evidence that Tony Buzbee has just dropped in a good old court of law. Now, let's play read along and read this demand letter, a copy of this demand letter that Tony Buzbee allegedly sent to Sean Corey Carter. At the top of your screen, it says damages. Due to the trauma of the assault, Doe has endured intense emotional suffering, plagued by overwhelming anxiety and panic. Depression weighs heavily on her. She avoids many social environments and crowded spaces. Her mental and emotional health has deteriorated such that normal daily functioning is unattainable. She fears for her life and constantly relives the horror she endured at the hands of you and your associates over the span of years. She will never fully heal from the atrocities she was forced to commit after being D-word and R-worded by you and Combs. Demand. Let's see if there was some money demanded in this. It has been my experience that when someone does this to a victim once, the likelihood is that they have done the same or similar things to others. I have recommended to Mrs. Doe that we immediately file suit, and I expect when we do that other victims will come forward who have been taken advantage of at your hands in the way that Mrs. Doe reports. To her credit, Mrs. Doe has no real interest in causing a public spectacle or filing a public lawsuit, but she will do so. She does, however, want something of substance done about this unacceptable situation and your actions. Thus, Mrs. Doe hereby demands that within 2 weeks of the date of this letter, your designee contact my office to schedule a confidential mediation. At that mediation, we expect the attendance of you or someone with authority to act on your behalf, who can work together with Mrs. Doe to resolve this delicate and important matter. If my office fails to hear from you or your designee by close of business on November the 19th, 2024, we will take a different course. Should this demand to reasonably mediate not be accepted, Mrs. Doe will have no choice but to file suit in a court of law and see all legal remedies available. We will, of course, provide you or your attorneys details that identify Mrs. Doe. Let me repeat myself again. Does Jay-Z know who the accuser is? That's the question that I have. That's $1 million question. Read this line again. Should this demand to reasonably mediate not be accepted, Mrs. Doe will have no choice but to file suit in a court of law and see all legal remedies available. We will, of course, provide you or your attorneys details that identify Mrs. Doe once we hear from you. I look forward to your response. As always, I remain sincerely Tony Buzbee, Anthony G. Buzbee, the Buzbee Law Firm, Los Angeles Superior Court. Now, in this demand letter, there was no demand for any amount of money. There was no demand for multi-millions of dollars and all of these things. Right? Right? Now, King AK-47, my boy, voice of the streets. He says, why Buzbee represent? He says, why nobody Buzbee represent the feds pick up or lead to criminal charges? Nothing Diddy locked up for has anything to do with Buzbee and his clients. Well, first of all, that's because AK, shout out to my boy King AK-47, he the voice of the streets. Y'all go subscribe to his channel. First of all, that's because you're on indictment number 1. Indictment number 1 just has something to do with Cassie and he's not Cassie's lawyer. See, that superseding indictment is coming, and you have to remember, Tony Buzbee already said that they were working with the feds. So when that superseding indictment comes, that's taking so long to come out with, it's probably because it's going to have so many people and so many pages and so many different lawyers who have civil cases mixed up with the criminal cases, that this one situation, because I believe, once again, I believe in my heart that the reason why they went and jammed up Diddy right now is because they were either afraid he was going to try to flee, or they were afraid of something happening to one of their original witnesses. So they went and jammed him up on what they could, right? I.e., let me give you an example. Lil Durk. The feds went and they swooped up all those cats who they had those accusations with and had murder for hire. The feds didn't touch Durk until they thought Durk was trying to flee. And they went and immediately swooped Durk up once they saw that they thought he was trying to flee. Remember. And then, after they had Durk in their custody with the original charges, they immediately came back and had multiple other charges and other indictments against Lil Durk. With Sean Diddy Combs, his case may be much bigger, which is why it's taking much longer for the superseding indictment. But if you listen in court, in the last court hearing, Judge Subramanian asked the prosecution, what's going on with the superseding indictment? And they said the superseding indictment, they are still working on that right now. That indictment is not ready yet. So Diddy's first indictment, and everybody made this mistake when that first indictment came out, and they all said, and I will repeat myself again, they all said, oh, well, they ain't got no case. They only got Diddy. Diddy's lawyer said that. His lawyer said, well, if they had other co-conspirators, they'd be in the indictment. They only have Diddy, and it seems like they have 49 witnesses and one victim. Because what just happened last week? Last week, they came out and the feds released last week that they will be releasing that enterprise letter for indictment number 1 that will name, and they will go and arrest co-conspirators in the first indictment, because they charged Diddy with a RICO. And everybody wondered, how could you charge Diddy with a RICO and he was the only one arrested? The Fed said, no, we're coming with the enterprise letter on March the 7th, naming all the co-conspirators in Diddy's case with evidence that we have against them. Diddy's lawyers responded to that and demanded that they receive the enterprise letter with all of the names of all of the other co-conspirators by February the 1st, in 1 week, because they said that it's only fair that they get that letter of all of the names who will be charged with Diddy in that first indictment, because they only have a few months to prepare defense for his case. So Diddy's lawyers want the letter on February the 1st. The feds say they're going to drop it on March the 7th. All the information is online. That's from indictment number 1. The feds do this for 2 reasons. 1, because they want to protect the identity of the witnesses as long as they can, and the co-conspirators. 2, because the feds, they play dirty. They don't want you to have time to be able to rack up any type of defense. They want to hit you where it hurts, and they want to hit you hard and hit you quick. These are the things that's going on. And that is the reason, to my boy King AK-47. When you said that, you can never speak too fast. Because go back and listen to that last court case with Judge Serranian, the last time Diddy was in court. He specifically asked the prosecution, what's going on with that superseding indictment? And they said that they were still working on that superseding indictment on Diddy, which I am here to guarantee you, I believe that superseding indictment will be over 200 pages long. And I believe that that superseding indictment will have multiple other people outside of the scope of just who's involved in this one indictment. This one indictment is surrounding, in my opinion, Cassie Ventura, who's victim number one, and everybody else who either was helping, arranged, paid for, set up, or was anything a part or associated with helping Diddy allegedly with the freak-offs, sex trafficking, cover-up violence, and all these other things that they're alleging. So that's where the enterprise letter comes in, and it names co-conspirators, people who may have played a part. If you look at Eric Adams' case in New York, Eric Adams' case had many co-conspirators, but a lot of those people flipped and they switched up and snitched on Mayor Eric Adams, which is why he's in a fight for his life right now, because a lot of those people gave the feds information against Eric Adams and they helped. That's why a lot of those people are not arrested today, because they're going to be used against him in the court of law. You have to watch these cases closely. So now with this situation, Tony Buzbee allowing this letter to be released shows everybody that Tony Buzbee only sent a basic demand letter, and that Tony Buzbee never demanded a certain amount of money or anything from Jay-Z of that such monetary amount. He gave a basic demand letter, which is normal in any court of law, in any case. In fact, I would dare anybody to ask Alex Spiro to let you see a copy of demand letters that he has sent people, and put his demand letter beside this demand letter and see if the writing ain't the same. Now, nobody ever said that. Well, Alex Spiro, what do your demand letters look like? You know, have you ever in your illustrious career filed demand letters before you had lawsuits? Because most judges will require you, most places legally require you, most states, to file and send a demand letter before you file a lawsuit. Now, this is why, and again, I'm going to put the link to this video in the comment section. Y'all need to go subscribe to the Lawyers You Know YouTube channel. They have their number to their firm. They're out of Clearwater, Florida. You can check all their information. They have almost 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. They break down a lot of different cases and situations. You guys need to listen to this stuff and educate yourselves and stop thinking that this goddamn street fucking mentality shit is going to work in the court of law. That's how people get beat all the time. Because you go in here in a legal court of law and you playing a legal game and you coming in here with street talk. That shit ain't going to work in no court of law. You better understand how to beat them at their own game. Because if you don't, you're going to get the holy hell beat out of you. And that's why I told y'all that Tony Buzbee was not playing checkers with these niggas. He was playing chess. So when all these people was running around saying, oh, yeah, you know, it don't matter, Trump's going to give him a pardon. Well, Tony Buzbee dropped this on election day. Again, let's play what this lawyer said about demand letters and you legally can go call any lawyer in America worth his salt, and they will tell you what this lawyer from the law firm, right? And again, they will tell you that this law firm, Tragos, Sartes, and Tragos, Tragos, Sartes, Sartes, and Tragos, Tragos. Y'all can look them up. They're out of Clearwater, Florida. The law offices of Tragos, Sartes, and Tragos. And on their YouTube channel, they give you their number. You can call. And call any other lawyer and ask them. I know I did before I came on YouTube running my mouth. That's how I knew what the hell I was talking about. Now let's continue.
But just to not make it to one gender, which I don't think I have, I'm positive I said Alan Jackson said some nasty stuff during Karen Reed's case. And saying somebody says something nasty doesn't mean they're a nasty person. This isn't a derogatory name-calling situation. I hope people know that have followed me for long enough, for the years I've been shouting thousands of words on the internet, that I don't like to attack people personally. Some people beg me and wish I would attack especially lawyers personally. I really try not to do that. But Alex Spiro had some nasty words for Tony Buzbee and this case.
Now remember, he said that. And remember what happened. That fool was right on the money. You know why? You know why he was on the money? Because the very next week, what did that judge, Annalisa, what did she do? She chastised Jay-Z's lawyer for his comments against Tony Buzbee. So this lawyer was right about what he said, because the judge came out and chastised Jay-Z's lawyer and warned his lawyer if he continued down that path of things he said. Now, he said this before she said that. That's why I always say to my brothers and sisters, you have to study to show thyself approved. You can't not study, talk shit, fail the test, and then run around here sticking your chest out. No, nigga. Study.
We've read some, but he also pointed out Tony Buzbee has had some misconduct on several other occasions, including during his time representing Los Angeles socialite Rebecca Grossman. Busbee's behavior while representing that defendant was reprimanded by a presiding judge in a December 18th legal filing. The presiding judge rebuked Tony Buzbee, declaring, "We cannot have the defense violating pretrial rulings and exposing the jury to evidence that contradicts those rulings," and reprimanded him for his conduct, stating that if it continued, the court would consider financially sanctioning Buzbee and reporting Buzbee to the state bar. So he puts that in the filing for this case. How is that relevant, right?
Yep. Now, he's saying what Alex Spiro said about Tony Buzbee. That's why that lawyer judge came out and got tore into Alex Spiro's helmet. Because she said, this man's client is accusing you of something, and you going off on the lawyer. You going in on the lawyer. Jay-Z, with that street talk, called Tony Buzbee a lawyer in a cheap suit. Like, bro, what are we doing here? Bro, this is some serious allegation. You talking about a lawyer in a cheap suit? Come on, bro. And people was clapping like that. Oh yeah, that was a great bar. Nigga, that shit don't mean nothing in no court of law.
Now, what he's trying to do is argue that we can't just take what Tony Buzbee says on face value. He also made allegations Tony Buzbee is basically practicing law in New York without a license because he didn't pro hoc vice in. So he's making those allegations, but he's really dragging his name through the mud, bringing up old crap, right? Why are you bringing up old? It's a quote from a movie, but it's like he's doing it. He's trying to make Tony Buzbee look as bad as he can to this court. He is trying to let this court say, you know, a lot of lawyers, Judge, you can read, you can take their word for it. You can give them the benefit of the doubt. They're probably not going to lie to you. They're lawyers. They're members of the bar. They're here in good standing, but not this Tony Buzbee, Judge. he doesn't practice here in New York. And look, in some of the other jurisdictions he's practicing, he's been reprimanded before. Be careful what you wish for. Right? There's some irony here. He also said that just the factual inconsistencies in this case, the timeline and possibilities, the lack of corroborating evidence make the plaintiff's allegations wholly unreliable. And she has even admitted that there are some inconsistencies in her story. He also said the defendant, Sean Carter, a.k.a. Jay-Z, has built an impeccable reputation. He has never been accused of, let alone engaged in, any sexual misconduct. Well, until now. And he'll never be able to say that in the future if this is alleged again, because it has been alleged here. So you can see there, protecting a high-profile celebrity client, going hard for them. Tony Buzbee said his client only sought a confidential mediation. Since he sent the letter on her behalf, Mr. Carter has not only sued him, Tony Buzbee, that's right, Jay-Z has sued Tony Buzbee, but he has also tried to bully and harass me and this plaintiff. His conduct has had the opposite impact. She is emboldened, and I'm very proud of her result. So both sides say, hey, you're not gonna big league me. I'm gonna big league you. You're not gonna pat me on the head. You're not gonna sun me. I'm gonna sun you.
And let me say this to y'all. I have a question for everybody in this comment section. Everybody hyped up Jay-Z's lawyer because they say it's Jay-Z's lawyer. How he bigger than Tony Buzbee? Somebody got to come in here and tell me what has Alex Spiro done that puts him on a higher level than Tony Buzbee? I need to know what all-time cases do Alex Spiro got any type of Johnny Cochran type of resume? That's all I want to know. Because niggas talking about something, hey man, Tony Buzbee ain't nobody to shake that. Nigga, what have Jay-Z? I need to understand. And this ain't no disrespect. I just want somebody to tell me what have Alex Spiro, what is his key cases? He got the Eric Adams case right now. Is he gonna win that case? With Eric Adams in New York, is he gonna win that case? With Mayor Eric Adams, is he gonna win that case? What case does he have? Tell me the all-time case. Johnny Cochran, O.J. Simpson. What case do Spiro got? Niggas out here say, hey man, Tony Buzbee, man, his lawyer, man. What case do he have that's an all-time? I'm talking about what? Now, Tony Buzbee, BP oil spill, Astro World, the football player, the pro football player, Deshaun Watson. He got all those major cases he won. I'm just saying. I don't want to do Alex Spiro bad. I got to look this up after this. I got to figure out what has Alex Spiro done that puts him over Tony Buzbee. I don't understand that. I need to see what litigation has he won. Let's keep going.
Both more and more emboldened, digging their heels in, and here we go. There's also more we're going to hear from the actual judge's order about what's been going on back and forth. But before we get to the judge's order, in case you don't believe me about demand letters, let's take a look at Federal Rule 408, Compromise Offer and Negotiations. Prohibited uses. Evidence of the following is not admissible on behalf of any party, either to prove or disprove the validity or amount of a disputed claim, or to impeach by a prior inconsistent statement or a contradiction. So you cannot use compromise offers and negotiating, which is a demand letter, by the way. You can't use it to prove or disprove the validity, meaning the validity of any disputed claim or the amount of any disputed claim. You also can't impeach somebody with a prior inconsistent statement or a contradiction that comes from a demand letter. These demand letters are protected. The judicial system wants lawyers to send demand letters. There are even certain cases where you have to send a demand letter. It is a condition precedent to filing the complaint.
I told y'all that months ago. Niggas came on here and said, I didn't know what I was talking about. Nigga, I'm like, nigga, I don't talk to 2 lawyers, study the shit, did all this, and niggas still talking about something. Hey, no, nigga, that's a shit. Nigga, y'all niggas crazy as hell. The hell is going on around here, man? This is why we get behind so much. Because we ain't doing the studying in class, man. We have to study and we have to put ourselves on a whole different level in order to elevate over everybody else. And that's a damn fact. That's a damn fact. And I tell you right now, if you better bet all your goddamn money on ticket. Because the one thing I'm not going to do is fail to be prepared. Straight up. See what I'm saying? They don't have to play our game. They don't have to play that street game. Because, see, think about this. When all them street niggas get locked up, what game they got to play? The street game is over with. Them niggas got to play that court game. They got to play that legal game. You got to get up on your legal homework game. Because if you don't, you will lose their game. And more than likely, you will lose a big chunk of or most of your life. Because you try to play your game in their arena. And it ain't going to work, Jack. And that's why I come like I come to school guys. So we don't have stupidity going on around our community. And guys who are mentally lost and don't understand what the hell they reading, watching, or going on. Makes no sense whatsoever. Whatsoever. That we are not understandably skilled and use these different type of cases and situations to understand the law. These are things that these are teachable moments for everybody that's listening to learn law. So when they say, hey, man, this ain't nothing but a shakedown, nigga. It ain't nothing but a shake, nigga. You sound like a fool. That a jack, a fool. Shut the hell up. You sound like a damn fool. To people who are actually smart. They laugh at the weak. You got to be able to play both games at an extremely high level. You got to be able not only to win at home, but on the road too. On the road too. See, that's that thing. See, most of the time, you can't win at all if you ain't able to win some on the road, baby. Now, you got to go on the road. And I'm going to tell y'all this right now. These niggas got to go on the road. Diddy, Jay-Z, all they do, they got to go on the road and get wins. And when they playing by their rules on their court and their arena, shit, you better be studied up, fool. Why y'all think most of these people, when they go to, most of these gangsters y'all see go to court, what they do? They go to court with a suit and tie on. Them niggas ain't going to court with their street clothes on. A Averex jacket and all the other shit. Nah, man. Why y'all think when these gangsters get in court, niggas will cuss, rob, kill, and steal from each other? Call each other all kind of B's and all kind of C's and all kind of whatever. Get in the court of law is yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Your Honor, can I please, yes, ma'am. Now you have a few of them that's gonna stand. That's just it is what it is. But most of them cats, stone cold-blooded killers, get in the court. Now all of a sudden, this nigga know how to say yes, sir. That nigga, I didn't know you talk like that. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I did, sir. No, sir. I ain't, sir. I ain't do that, sir. Huh? That's you, dog? I thought I thought you was the illest nigga in Nebraska. Nigga, is you about it, fool? That's what I be trying to tell y'all, cats. Teachable moments, man. Teachable. Never underestimate the opponent. You're gonna lose. You never underestimate the opponent. When I hear niggas out here saying, hey, Tony Buzbee ain't no but shit, and niggas be wrong every goddamn time. Never underestimate the opponent. You come in there on point, ready to go. We square up in there, ain't no playing around. This man accused me of taking it from an under. No, I'm not in here talking about your suit. Talking about you got a cheap suit. Hell no, I ain't got time for that. You accuse me of something serious, dog. Think about it. Think about what I'm saying. Think about what I'm saying.
Furnishing, proffering, offering, or accepting, promising to accept, or offering to accept a valuable consideration and compromising or attempting to compromise the claim. So you can't even hold it against the defendant if they're like, okay, I got your demand letter. I'll offer you $10,000, not $1 million. You can't use that later. The defense offered $10,000. They admitted that, they owed me money. You can't use it for that.
Can't use it in court. Can't use it in court. Their rules.
Because we want to encourage settlements if both sides can agree it's time to settle. Not force settlements, but encourage them. Conduct or a statement made during a compromise negotiation about a claim, except when offered in a criminal case and when the negotiations related to a claim by a public office in the exercise of its regulatory, investigative, or enforcement authority. By the way, this isn't limited to demand letters, right? Same thing in mediation. If you have a settlement conference, if I write an email at the top where it says confidential settlement negotiations or discussions, those things are protected by rules like this in most jurisdictions, a federal case, so I want to read the federal rule. Now, there is an exception. The court may admit this evidence for another purpose, such as proving a witness's bias or prejudice, negating a contention of undue delay, or proving an effort to obstruct a criminal investigation or prosecution. So those are the only reasons you can use it, none of which, in my opinion, are going to apply in this case. All right. So now we are going to get to this court order. After many, many motions and filings back and forth, there are a couple questions that are open here that the court is going to answer. Will the court just dismiss the case outright against this plaintiff? Will the court reprimand or sanction Tony Buzbee?
Nope. The court did not dismiss the case outright, and the court did not sanction Tony Buzbee. Let's keep going.
These are the things that Alex Spiro and Baldwin's team are asking for. Will the court force the plaintiff to reveal her name? We've seen.
Nope. The court did not reveal her. So, first of all three things that he just named, they lost on. She didn't force her to reveal her name. She didn't immediately throw the case out. And she didn't sanction Tony Buzbee. He made this before she made her ruling. You can go look on his channel, Lawyers to Know. Lawyers You Know. I'll put the link in the comments. Let's keep going.
And we've talked about in other videos in the P. Diddy situation. Those are criminal cases. This is civil. So again, a little bit of a difference there. We'll hear the judge talk about that. But will she force the judge, or will she force the plaintiff to reveal her name? And we saw in the P. Diddy cases, some of the plaintiffs did have to reveal their name, some didn't. All right, let's take a look.
Right?
Of this court order. Let me make sure you guys can see it on the screen, though. All right, here we go. So this is Annalisa Torres, district judge in New York.
Now he's reading what she wrote.
By the way, this is in the United States District Court, Southern District of New York, federal case, as you can see, Jane Doe. And we're going to talk about, when we see some of the scathing remarks in this order, do judges ever get worried? Right? And that's something we're going to talk about as well. Are judges ever nervous to go at certain high-profile lawyers, which we have a couple in this case? Well-known lawyers for different reasons. Plaintiff Jane Doe filed this action on October 20th, 2024, alleging a violation of the New York City Victims of Gender-Motivated Violence Protection Act. By order dated November 6, 2024, the court provisionally granted plaintiff's motion to proceed anonymously, explaining that the defendants had yet to appear in this matter and that the balance of interest weighing for or against anonymity may shift as her suit continues. So while the judge has already allowed her to continue anonymously, the judge has said, listen, this may change. So just understand that this may change. On December 8th, 2024, the plaintiff amended her complaint to add Sean Carter, known professionally as Jay-Z, as a defendant. Okay, and we knew that. Amended, added him in because, listen, you can do a demand letter, and you can file a lawsuit or threaten a lawsuit, but then there's next step. You can even threaten a lawsuit, put an unnamed celebrity in there, and then tell this person you're negotiating with you are that unnamed celebrity. So, because some people think, you ain't going to file the lawsuit. I'm going to call your bluff, et cetera, et cetera. Well, he did. He called their bluff. Plaintiff again sought leave to proceed anonymously, but this time Carter's counsel appeared and moved to deny her motion. In the alternative, to dismiss her amended complaint pursuant to Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 12b-1. Carter also moved, here's all the things Carter's asking for an expedited hearing on the issue. The next day, Carter's attorney filed a letter containing a declaration from an associate at his law firm recounting a phone conversation she had with an unnamed woman who claimed that plaintiff's counsel encouraged her to lie about her experience of assault. So, again, Alex Spiro, Carter, aka Jay-Z, his lawyer, is sending information to the judge saying, we have spoken to another person that has talked to Tony Buzbee, and Tony Buzbee encouraged her to lie and say Jay-Z did things that he didn't do. And this is supposed to, in turn, tell the judge these unreliable facts should just be dismissed outright. It's just never going to be enough. It's never going to be enough to deny them. Now, what it can do for certain judges is color them against a guy like Tony Buzbee. This is what he does. It's so shady. But the judge is not the fact finder here. Spiro's also arguing that Tony Buzbee is filing these lawsuits without a good faith basis. He's just taking anybody that's willing to say anything and sue and add leverage against high-profile defendants. On December 13th, and if you notice, the judge is saying, on December 8th, the next day, then just 4 days later, on December 13th, Carter's attorney filed an additional letter alerting the court to a recent published interview of plaintiff on NBC News. In the interview, plaintiff, speaking anonymously, explained her allegations against the defendant and her reasons for coming forward now. Carter's lawyer, which is Spiro, points to the interview in which the plaintiff admitted to inconsistencies in her story, as evidence that the plaintiff's claims have no factual basis whatsoever. So first off, having inconsistencies in your story is not the same thing as having no factual basis whatsoever.
Thank you. Let's stop right there. But like I said, these cats on YouTube, once again, small thinking. She said she was lying. No, she didn't. She said she had inconsistencies in her story, but she stood by her main complaint about Jay-Z and Sean Diddy Combs. That's exactly what she said. Listen to what this lawyer said again when he's breaking this thing down for y'all. Once again. The girl never stood up there and said, "Oh, nah, I was lying. Jay-Z and Diddy never did this." She says, "I stand by what I said they did to me. I just had some inconsistencies in my story." That's what she said. But these niggas ran with a whole different narrative. I tell you, bro, you're never going to win against people who are really smart. You can fool dummies, but you can't fool smart people.
Explained her allegations against the defendant and her reasons for coming forward now. Carter's lawyer, which is Spiro, points to the interview in which the plaintiff admitted to inconsistencies in her story, as evidence that the plaintiff's claims have no factual basis whatsoever.
Right. That's what he's saying Jay-Z's lawyer was trying to say, is that her admitting that she had inconsistencies is basically saying that her story didn't have any facts. Come on, bro.
So first off, having inconsistencies in your story is not the same thing as having no factual basis whatsoever.
Thank you.
Additionally, having inconsistency in your story, how many cases have we seen in criminal side and civil side come forward where a witness has inconsistencies in their story? And guess what that means? The fact finder, which is probably going to be a jury in this case if it gets that far, is going to determine whether or not the story is true or false, whether they believe some, all, or none of what a witness has to say. It is up to that jury if the this defense lawyer, Alex Spiro, can go and crush a witness, even a victim, on cross if they think they're lying and there are major inconsistencies in their story. Go for it. Be all you can be on cross. That's what it's for. It's fodder for cross. A judge is not going to dismiss a complaint because there are some alleged inconsistencies in a plaintiff or victim's story. It's just not the right time for that. Now,
thank you. But you got niggas on YouTube that's not lawyers, that ain't never been lawyers, that will sit up here and tell you, man, this case should have been dismissed, man. Right? Based off what she said. No, This is why you have to have real lawyers who understand real law. And this is the reason why I said all the things I said. But because before he said it, I had already spoken with a lawyer and I had already looked up the information thoroughly myself. So for people who are saying the case should have been dismissed, you know nothing about law. Nothing. Do you know how many cases that have not been dismissed that had inconsistencies in stories that still went to court, still went to trial? Many cases that have inconsistencies still go to court, still go to trial. Many cases that have inconsistencies are still ruled and found, that person is found guilty, even though the other person's story had inconsistencies, because it may be certain aspects of her story that was provable enough. Let me give y'all an example. Let me give y'all an example, right? So if this person did an interview with the cops and they said, oh yeah, you know, I seen dude coming out in a dark blue t-shirt. He came out of the store. He had a mask on. He ran up on dude, pulled the blicky, and just squeezed on him 3 times. That's what he said 3 years ago in the interrogation. He comes 5, 6, 7 months later and says, nah, he had a black shirt on, man. He came out in a black shirt. He had the hoodie on with a black shirt. He came out, pulled the blicky, and he squeezed 2. Nah, I thought you said that he had a dark blue shirt on, came out with a mask on, up the blicky and squeezed 3 times. No, I was wrong. He had a black shirt. This happens. Now what happens is, since he had inconsistencies in the story, we have to go and check other evidence in the story, right? Because sometimes you may have seen something and got something wrong. These are the different things y'all got to understand when you talk about legal aspects. This is what you call mental elevation, right? So it's going to be that type of game. That's why I said to y'all, this ain't about me saying, hey, I want Jay-Z to be guilty. No. This is about you saying, you know what? This ain't going to be easy right here. This ain't going to be no walk in the park where you just get around this. Nah, man. We're going to stand on this one. This is serious. This is serious business right here. Because once you get to this level, it's serious business. Right? Now, here's where the case is off. Yeah, I said I saw that, but I really didn't see that. I didn't see him shoot no blicky. I didn't even see him come out the store. Be honest with you, I wasn't even there at that time. That was a different day. That was like a whole different day I was over there. Case over. Now that's different. That's different. Here's the key point that everybody has to understand though. Everybody's forgetting this. The case have not went to court yet. So she hasn't had to explain. I want y'all to get on my level mentally. She have not been able to explain specifically what the inconsistencies were. Meaning, she hasn't been able to explain why the things she said that she had that was inconsistent in her story were inconsistent. She only said that she admitted she had some inconsistencies in her story. That's why you have what you call presentation of evidence, going into a court of law, and actually they're going to ask her, well, what's the difference in the you know what I'm saying? And your inconsistencies, right? Once again, I just told y'all. Did he have a blue shirt on or did he have a black shirt on? Did he squeeze 2 times or did he squeeze 3 times? Did he have a mask on Or did he not have a mask on? What are your inconsistencies? Nobody knows what her specific inconsistencies yet are. So that's why I keep trying to tell y'all, people gotta understand this stuff, man. And they're gonna be like, oh no, man, I ain't gonna, nigga, y'all niggas gonna see in court. That's why I said you had to be prepared for everything. This girl ain't said nothing yet. She can come back hit niggas with a whole whammer. Matter of fact, let me say this to everybody. Y'all don't even know. This could, bro, listen, let me say this. We don't even know if this person's a celebrity. We don't know if she's related to a celebrity. We don't know anything about this person's identity. This could be some shit that blow our socks off. And we don't even know. Because she's anonymous. And everybody that's talking that right now, that's why I said, bro, we gotta, to me, you always gotta wait and see how it play out. And you always gotta be on point. I'm telling y'all this, bro. You never put the carriage before the horse. I'm telling y'all this. You always got to be on point. In situations like this, this is something that's next level thinking, bro. When you get to court, bro, and you fight in a situation like this, bro, you better dot your I's and cross your T's. That's why I say the things that I say to everybody that's listening to this video. And I say it with the conviction that I say it with. Right? When I read that last paragraph on y'all's screen, it made me ask, do Jay-Z and them personally know who the accuser is? I don't know if they know or not, because that last paragraph, it kind of make it seem like they were going to make them know, but not the public know. Right? Remember, go back and look at the situation with Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks got raked through the coals in the media. Why? Because Garth Brooks got accused by a Jane Doe. Now, watch this now. This is how I show y'all how much I study these cases. Garth Brooks got the great country singer, he got accused by a Jane Doe. And what did Garth Brooks do? Garth Brooks knew who the Jane Doe was that sued him. The world didn't know. He knew who the Jane Doe's name was. And what did Garth Brooks do? He went and revealed her name, which is thoroughly frowned upon. You don't have to believe me. Google it. Google it. Google it. I watch all these cases. And that's why I'm telling y'all this. And this case right here is like the OJ of this century right here. Right? This is a case, this is a once in a lifetime type of case. It's crazy when you get 3 or 4 cases like this in a lifetime. When you get the Epstein case, when you get the Weinstein case, when you get the R. Kelly case, when you get the O.J. Simpson case, and then this case, this is crazy. At this high profile. Right? Let's keep going.
For cross, a judge is not going to dismiss a complaint because there are some alleged inconsistencies in a plaintiff or victim's story. It's just
so everybody that's running around YouTube saying, hey man, this case gonna get dismissed. Man, they don't know what the hell they talking about. I'm showing you a licensed lawyer right here that's telling you. He said, man, this case ain't finna get dismissed off that. Shit. If you think this case finna get dismissed off, that's why everybody's wondering, damn man, why it taking so long? Jay-Z and them been asked for dismissal damn near 2 or 3 weeks ago. The judge had put a timeline on it. It's like, hey, go, Tony, you got a little while to respond. Now, the crazy part's going to be, get this now, the crazy part's going to be if they allow the case to go on. Now, that's going to shake up the whole community. Right? Because now, All those inconsistencies that people was on YouTube talking about in this girl's case, when it goes to court, now she is going to be able to explain in front of the world what exactly were the specifics of your inconsistencies. What do I mean for anybody who doesn't understand what I'm saying? Was the car red or green? Was his shirt black or blue? Did he have a hoodie or a hat on? Did your father or did your uncle pick you up? Did you get in a limo or did you get in an extended van? Right? Right? All those things that people were biting away at, now, if it gets to that level, she will have to explain what were some of the inconsistencies. Right? Think about what I'm saying to y'all. Think about what I'm saying. Let's keep going.
For cross, a judge is not going to dismiss a complaint because there are some alleged inconsistencies in a plaintiff or victim's story. It's just not the right time for that. Now, summary judgment comes if all the evidence says one thing and one victim says the other. By the way, I've seen some cases get past summary judgment on just that. But at that point, if a judge summary judgments out the case and says no reasonable juror could ever find in favor of the plaintiff, all of the evidence is in opposition to what the plaintiff says, then we'll see. But that is a totally different standard. That's a totally different part of the case than the motion to dismiss phase we're at now.
Totally different than where we're at now. And I told these cats they didn't want to listen to me. That's why when they say that, bro, I always say caution, because you never know what's around that corner. Meaning, her discrepancies in her case, her inconsistencies in her story. What if she says that it wasn't 2000, but it was 2003? So in 2003, were they using limos? Just asking a question. I'm just asking a question. Right? Let's keep going.
He also argues that plaintiff's counsel violated Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11B by failing to undertake a reasonable inquiry into the fact.
And let me say this. I am more willing to guarantee that in a court of law, what they're going to bring up, when they go to, if this goes to court, which I think is going to go to trial, if this goes to trial, Diddy's lawyers are going to argue, because Diddy's in this case too, they're going to argue, man, he could never do nothing like this with no under like that age. Never. He would never have that type of situation. I'm going to guarantee y'all this. There is a video that went viral on YouTube of Diddy after the VMAs. Now, I need everybody to press 1 if y'all heard this in the comment section. There is a video online right now on YouTube. Go look it up. Of Diddy walking up to that youngin' and inviting her, asking her, was she going to the after party? Once again, right? Once again, I'll play the audio.
Everyone will suffer. Do you remember once I heard the pop. Everyone will suffer. Do you remember?
They're going to play that tape in court. I will guarantee you that. Now, that doesn't prove that Diddy's guilty of these crimes. It does not prove he's guilty of any of these crimes. He's innocent until proven guilty. But I'm telling y'all this, and you can mark my word on this right now. You can mark my word on that right now. So when, again, and I want y'all to think about this one thing. When Jaguar Wright went on Piers Morgan and made those statements she made about Jay-Z and Beyonce, that call or that information was sent to Piers Morgan. He talked about it, and he took that video down. I have a question that is burned inside of my mind until this day. Why? Why, oh why? When that football player who claims that he had been former roommates with Jay-Z, why, when he came on YouTube on the interview with Jason Whitlock, why did he say that he saw them with youngins at a late party? Larry Johnson, the running back. But we didn't hear of him catching any lawsuit making those claims. We didn't hear about any of that. Think. He made some serious allegations. Serious allegations. And we know that as protective of, as Beyonce and these people are of their image, how in the world was that man not given a lawsuit when he made those claims about what he saw with them? And he claims he was there and named other people he claimed was there as well at that time, where he alleges that those youngins was over there late at an adult after party. That's what he said, Larry Johnson. You can look the article up on Google. No lawsuit, no takedown of the interview, no defamation. Why? Why? Right? He said that on an open interview. Why? Let's finish this real quick.
The facts before filing the complaint. So this is a situation where he's saying Tony Buzbee is just telling people to say anything they can against Jay-Z or P. Diddy because he wants to file all these lawsuits. He is not making a reasonable inquiry into the facts before filing the complaint. Now, we did a breakdown of a press conference.
This man says, dude ticket. First of all, I'm not your dude. Edric. Your name is Edric, brother. I'm not your dude, brother. Listening to your channel always sounds like you're literally working directly with Buzbee. First of all, I don't work with anybody but Ticket TV. I've never ever had a conversation with Buzbee. I've never spoken with Buzbee. I don't personally know Buzbee. I've only followed litigation online and what I've seen him do in previous cases. You always come off like you're trying to sway your followers to go against Jay-Z. I'm trying to sway somebody to go against Jay-Z. When have I ever said go against Jay-Z? What I've said is what is factual information. Now, if that sounds like it goes against Jay-Z, that's your problem, sir. Not mine. Not mine. Right? I'm going to say this to you again, sir. That's your problem. Not mine. Right? Now, Edric, let me ask you a question, because I'm not going to block you. I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to be respectful to you. Do you ever go to any of these guys who sound like they're working directly with Alex Spiro and say, hey, dude, you come off like you're trying to sway your followers to go against Tony Buzbee? Tell me the video and the time that you sent that message to any of these other people, because they're out here. Send it to me, sir. Edric. Send it to me, Edric Ward. Send that to me, sir. Send that to me. Because I'm sure when I came in here, and I've said on multiple occasions, I thought Jay-Z got to win, most of the people went against me. Oh, no, Ticket, Jay-Z ain't getting no win. He ain't getting no win in court. I said, yes, he did, nigga. Now, Edric Ward, what about when all these people were talking about Jay-Z like a low-down, dirty dog before this lawsuit came out? Not only on YouTube, but celebrities over his Super Bowl pick for the performance at halftime show. You know, when all of these people online were banging on Jay-Z, why don't you go listen to my video, sir, and what I said? But I guess you didn't listen to my videos when I said that, nah, I think people are going hard on Jay-Z, and it's not what y'all think. Jay-Z actually helped Lil Wayne in his worst moments. But when I made videos defending Jay-Z when everybody was bashing him, when it wasn't popular and it wasn't cool, your candy ass was nowhere to be found, son. You were nowhere to be found. So I'm going to need you to do this, dog. I'm going to need you to wipe that lipstick off your face. I'm going to need you to take off those knee pads, right? I'm going to need you to take off that G-string, put the G-string and the knee pads together, roll them up in a little ball, a little tiny ball. Turn that SOB sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass.
Where Tony Buzbee spoke, and he said exactly that. That they had thousands of calls and they vetted them to the absolute best of their ability. And here's the other thing, as a plaintiff's lawyer, and I said this during the video, we can't know for a fact if our client is telling the truth. But we do have a duty to reasonably look into it. Make a reasonable inquiry. If it is so obvious that what our client is saying is a lie or is wrong, we should not take the case, and that could be a frivolous lawsuit and we could be in trouble. That's basically what Spiro is saying here. And failing to seek admission pro hoc vice to this court. So he's saying Tony Buzbee didn't do that appropriately either. Carter's attorney requested an expedited briefing schedule for a motion to strike the First Amendment complaint under Federal Rule of Civil Procedure 11C2 and 12F. The next day, and there's a vibe here to this judge, Carter's counsel submitted yet another filing, a motion for an emergency order directing the preservation of evidence and striking the amended complaint under Rule 12F. So now we see the judge's analysis and her decision. First, we're going to handle the motion to proceed anonymously. In deciding whether a plaintiff may proceed anonymously, courts balance the plaintiff's interest in anonymity against both the public interest in disclosure and any prejudice to the defendant. The Second Circuit has laid out a non-exhaustive list of factors to be considered. whether the litigation involves matters that are highly sensitive and of a personal nature, whether identification poses a risk of retaliatory physical or mental harm to the parties seeking to proceed anonymously, or even more critically, to innocent non-parties. And again, that one's going to be important. Whether identification presents other harms and the likely severity of those harms, including whether the injury litigated against would be incurred as a result of the disclosure of the plaintiff's identity. Tony Buzbee, some people hate Tony Buzbee. He's big, he's loud, he's proud. He is, out there, he's in your face. He's a bulldog as well. We got two bulldog lawyers here. But he is using the public, and he's using the language from the statutes in a lot of this. He talked about reasonable inquiry when he talked about the thousands of calls that he vetted and only ended up with 100. He has also mentioned that these big shot clients are doing things to bully him, his clients, and his witnesses already in the background. And that is relevant to this part. And the judge does make note of that in her decision, which is a win for Tony Buzbee and his client. Most importantly, plaintiff's continued anonymity. Sorry.
Now, this is what I'm going to do. All right? For everybody who wants to see this, and I suggest you guys go subscribe to these legal channels, because lawyers, they're going to give you the basic law. Some of them have different opinions, and I like to listen to different opinions. But for most of the lawyers that I've heard from, and especially the ones I've listened to online, you guys can go on YouTube and listen to actual licensed lawyers who are actually, licensed to practice, right? Law. And listen to their opinions on demand letters. These are all the things you got to do, bro. It's so simple. The information is right there in front of you, right? So when you, you can go right to YouTube, right? Right, and you can type in, are demand letters required? Right? Are demand letters required? Right? So you have a personal injury lawyer right here, right? From DRS Law, personal injury lawyers, right? And just click it, video, and just listen.
Today we're talking about demand letters and what they are, what that process is, what the timeline's like, and what you can kind of expect. And I'm making this video primarily for current clients of ours that...
Now, let's get to it.
For you than this one, but...
Let's get all the small talk.
That's a financial number, like just a dollar figure.
Hold on.
Clients of ours that are timelines like, and what you can kind of expect.
I want to get y'all right to where the point where he's saying this. I don't want to get through none of this candy talk. I want to get right to it. All right, let's get right to it right here.
Demand letter is basically a position statement where we outline all of your claims, all of your injuries, all the treatment you've received, the full picture of your damages, and then we offer some sort of settlement. Usually that's a financial number, like just a dollar figure. In some cases, it can be a little bit trickier than that. Maybe there's a non-economic component, some sort of policy change or injunctive relief that we're after. But for the most part, in civil lawsuits, the thing that you can get is money. So we're coming up with a way to say, pay us this much money, and here's all the supporting documentation and reasons why you should pay that amount of money. So the first question might be, to whom do you send this letter? And almost always it's going to be an insurance adjuster of some kind, whether that's car insurance, trucking insurance, whether it's a liability insurance for some business or whatever it is. Now,
he's talking about a demand letter as far as personal injury, right? So that's different than this litigation. This is not personal. This is not, personal injury. So let me give you guys from another lawyer. Let's go.
Here are 5 things to keep in mind with demand letters. A demand letter shows that the sender is serious. If a sender of a demand letter has hired an attorney, it demonstrates that they're more serious than if they're just emailing or calling and making legal claims themselves. Second, it demonstrates that the parties are trying to work things out instead of going straight to litigation by suing in court. Third, keep in mind that the wording in a demand letter can be used against you. Fourth, sending a demand letter may save you time and money in the long run. A demand letter can help you try to work things out in negotiation. Don't ignore a demand letter. That often leaves them no choice but to sue you. So by responding timely or having your attorney respond to one, you're able to try to work things out without expensive and stressful litigation.
So this breaks it down to all of the people who don't know, right? Now, let me get a brother and a sister on here, right? Right? Let me get a sister here and a brother, because I know y'all gonna say, hey man, let me get a sister on here. Go ahead, sister.
So in personal injury, I'm sure, or maybe you haven't heard of the term demand letter. So typically when a demand letter is sent, it is basically a letter that is sent on behalf of your attorney, which itemizes out the damages, your bills, and your medicals to demand a settlement for your...
Right, now that's personal injury. Again, she's talking about personal injury. So in personal injury, you're looking for money, right? So you're gonna write an amount. Tony Buzbee never wrote an amount in here. He never put an amount of money. He never said, hey, you give me this amount of money. He never said that. Let's go to this brother.
Hello, will a good demand letter help you maximize your recovery in your case? Hi, my name is Attorney Anthony Spratley. I'm the owner and founder of Genius Law Group in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where we practice law throughout the state of New Mexico, and we do it with integrity. You're dang skippy, right? You better get a well-written demand letter, because that could resolve your case before having to file the lawsuit. So the demand letter needs to talk about your damages, lost wages, right? Lost income, pain and suffering, right? Emotional distress. All those things need to be included in your demand letter. Once you're ready to submit that demand letter to the insurance company, then you know what? Sit back, wait, see if they're going to give you a counter offer, see if they're going to accept your offer as well. What you need to do.
Now, this is demand letter sent to insurance companies. Again. Yeah, I don't think y'all understand this, bro. I don't think y'all understand this. Now, let's talk about, hold on. Let me get this. Y'all know YouTube do this commercial. Let me get this off here.
One love, beautiful people. It's your brother-in-law, Josiah Young. I'm here to give that quick free legal game of the day. Today, I'm just going to be talking about a demand letter. Like, what is a demand letter? So usually you would do a demand letter when you have some type of claim against somebody. Like, you feel like you've been harmed, or you feel like there's damages that's been done to you. You're going to have your attorney draft what's known as a demand letter. That demand letter is going to lay out the facts, like, you know, on this date, this happened, and on this date, we believe that happened. The demand letter is then going to go into laying out the legal theories. Like, you would take the elements of the law, like, say, you know, if it takes three things to make a breach of contract, for example, then you would say, you did this thing number one, you did this thing number two, you did this thing number three, pursuant to this legal authority, you're in the wrong. What else it does is it just gives them notice of the claim, and it also puts them on notice that you may be suing them, and they need to preserve all documents. They need to stop right there. Don't delete anything. Don't try to hide anything now. We're investigating this as a potential lawsuit. But the real third, and you know, I think what a lot of people see the effectiveness of the demand letter is it previews the lawsuit before doing the lawsuit. So if the other side has other facts that they want to respond with, they can respond with that in a response to a demand letter. Or if the other side has important law, like, yeah, but the law says that I can do this, blah, blah, blah. That'll get to come out. But at the end of the day, the person knows you're not playing about this demand, right? Because usually the last step in a demand letter is, if you don't respond to this in time, by the time I suggest, or in a way that I'm okay with, we'll be filing a lawsuit. And what usually immediately comes after that is the filing of the complaint. The litigation is started. Now you got a big fight on your hands. But before you do the big fight, you almost want to give them that fair warning, like, hey, I will sue you. Okay, you got it. Boom. And then just hit them with it. So with that being said, don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions.
Now, once again, demand letters are normal. This is not something that is just, you know, like, oh, this is all shakedowns. No. Most courts request a demand letter. They request you write a demand letter before you even go to court. Like that, he's going to ask you, yo, did you write a demand letter? Did you write? Now, let's ask this brother right here what needs to be in a demand letter. Let's ask this brother from Titus Law Firm.
All right, so I said, you know, you want to get it done right the first time in regards to demand letters, right? Well, what makes it right the first time? Well, in a perfect world, you want to have the letter and you want to have the petition that you're going to file to scare the bejesus out of them, right? That's called a demand letter with petition, or a demand petition, as some might say, right? Now, if you don't do that and you just have the letter, well, okay, what needs to be in it? You need to have your legal theory, you need to have some facts to give the other side, and you need to provide them with the law to go along with it, and maybe even a little bit of evidence, right? You need to let them know that you're playing no games, and that's the thing that might catch their attention so it doesn't have to go to court.
So again, right? I'm just trying to show you guys, and y'all can look this thing up online, right? Uh, you know, that demand letters are normal. This is not a shakedown. It's just normal legal procedure, right? Simple as that. And most courts are going to ask you, judges are going to say, "Hey, did you send a demand letter before you even came?" Because they don't want you wasting court resources, time, money, efforts. The only time they want to do that is if it ain't no reconciliation. There ain't no way you can settle this. It has to go to court. In Jay-Z's situation, he is claiming all innocence. So in my estimation, Jay-Z did the right thing. Take it to court. Because if you're innocent, and let me say this again, I think Jay-Z did the right thing. If Jay-Z's innocent, you go to court. Point blank period. You ain't gonna tell me I lied and then tell me I gotta pay you. Or tell me I did something to you, then tell me I gotta pay you. You lost your goddamn mind. I ain't paying you nothing. If I didn't do anything, so Jay-Z actually, him going to court, it shows you he's willing to fight it. Period. So you got to look at it like, but to say it's a shakedown, no, that's a legal process that happens when you have a claim against somebody. Now, if and that person say, hey, hey, they want to listen. Some people may try to bluff you with a demand letter. Tony Buzbee and them, they showed they wasn't bluffing. Jay-Z showed he wasn't bluffing. He said, okay, let's go to court. So now they're in court, right? Again, and to the person who said innocent where, Keish says innocent where. Well, Keish, we have not seen anything in court. So listen, again, Jay-Z is innocent until proven guilty of any of these crimes. And he hasn't been proven guilty of anything. That has to be a fact. That has to be a fact. Because that could easily be reversed on you one day, and somebody can just come out the blue and accuse you of something you ain't even got nothing to do with. A girl can say, hey, she pulled my weave out and my extensions was bleeding and all this other stuff, and she did this, and you might not even been there. It might have been a girl who looked like you. But she pointed you out in the lineup. And you just happened to been around the vicinity that day. So now they booking you and they acting like you know what I'm saying, you the one that's, you know what I'm saying, blowing ish up. So that's why I'm trying to tell you this. You said I'm trying to convince anybody. Yeah, hey, I'm not. I'm telling you what the real is, though. That's to the person who said it in the comment section. I'm just keeping it real. You guys, we gotta use our minds in a better place when we talking about this stuff, man. We can't make ourselves look uneducated and just buffoonish. Because we playing their game in the court of law. In the court of law, man, you gotta play their game, man. You gotta play that legal game. That legal game ain't play like the street game. The streets, you play the streets in the streets. In the court of law, you gotta play that legal game. You can't play that street game in the court of law. Because see, in the court of law, guess what? You ain't gonna have the blicky. That officer gonna have it. Straight up. And the real blicky is gonna be that gavel that judge got. And when she let that thing ring, or he let that thing ring, that's gonna decide a whole lot for your life. So that's the reason why you take stuff serious, man. Somebody coming to allegations like that against you, man, I ain't playing no games. I'm telling you right now. We locked in on this. I ain't cracking no jokes. I'm not talking about he in a cheap suit. I thought Jay-Z was wrong for saying that. I don't think he should have never even went there. This man accused you of doing something unbelievable. You talking about he got a cheap suit on, man, ain't no way in hell. I don't give a damn about his suit. I don't care if his suit costs $1 or $100 million. I care about what he accused me of. And if it's false, you ain't finna accuse me of none of that shit. I don't give a damn who you is. So again, I do not tear down Jay-Z for fighting. If Jay-Z really didn't do it, he's supposed to fight. He's innocent till proven. People want to make Jay-Z guilty of this, but he hasn't even been found guilty in the court of law yet. I'm looking at it from both sides of the spectrum. Why? Because I know neither side. I just know a lot of the shit people saying about Tony Buzbee is cap. Because I'm watching it. When niggas say, oh, Tony Buzbee ain't nothing but a good old shakedown lawyer, he ain't about nothing. Nigga, what has Alex Spiro done? Show me Alex Spiro's major cases that he has came through and won. Show me his legendary cases. Like I said, Tony Buzbee don't have 3 or 4 major cases that everybody don't see. He had the case down there in Houston with the goddamn congressman. That big congressman that he got off. He had the NFL case against Deshaun Watson. He won that. The BP oil spill big ass case. That big ass Astro World lawsuit where all them people lost their lives. I mean, bro, you gotta look this stuff up, man. You gotta look this stuff up, man. Like I said before. So again, you know, when we talk about Johnny Cochran, R.I.P. to the legend. Why we call Johnny Cochran a legend? Because Johnny Cochran showed y'all the career case right there, the O.J. Simpson trial. That was one of the greatest trials in the history of the world. Johnny Cochran was presiding in that. Legendary. That's his legendary case. That's his legendary case. Right? I guarantee you, if Johnny Cochran was alive and well, all these dudes would have him on their team. I guarantee you wouldn't even hear about no Alex Spiro. If Johnny Cochran was alive and working, shit, there'd be no one lawyer these dudes would call. Hey man, give me Johnny. Boom. Straight up. Straight up. Yeah, Austin, my bad, Regina. I'm trying to tell y'all this. You saw Johnny Cochran in court going to work. He said, if the glove doesn't fit, you must have quit. Legendary. He dropped bars on their ass and hit them and hit them. He made the case. He brought out things in that case where he hit the whole department, Mark Furman, all of them. I never forget it. He asked Mark Furman with a straight face, have you ever used the N-word when referring to black folks? Mark Furman sat right up there and lied on the stand. He was done. Case over. Once Johnny Cochran played the tape, it's over with. So if he showed he can lie about that, he can lie about anything. Johnny Cochran, what he did was he put reasonable doubt in the minds of all those jurors that you can trust this dude. Right? So he did what a great lawyer is supposed to do. Then allowing OJ to go up there and try to put that glove on, knowing that glove wasn't going to fit. Right there in front of everybody. That could have been a dangerous move to have OJ do that. Right? Think about it now. I'm trying to tell y'all this. If Johnny Cochran was alive, now we talking about a whole different story. Right? We talking about a whole different story. Because all them dudes would be calling Johnny Cochran. Every last one of them. Every last one of these dudes that got litigation against them, they'd all call Johnny. They'd all call Johnny. Johnny was a legend. Period. They had Johnny, F. Lee Bailey. They had Rob Kardashian. All them people was over there on that team. They called them the Dream Team. I never forget it. They were going against Marsha Clark and Chris Darden. Right? So, and Chris Darden was a guy that everybody knew. Once you looked at Chris Darden and Marsha Clark, bro, ain't nobody calling him. Ain't nobody calling him after that. You lost the biggest case. You lost that. Ain't nobody calling you. You done. Career's over with. You might have got some little low budget cases, you know what I'm saying? But you ain't getting no, you know what I'm saying? You ain't getting no big dog case, you know, in my opinion. Maybe they did. I just never heard of them after that. Feel me? So again, like I said before, man, yeah, I just want to know. And this is not hating. Matter of fact, let me look this up before I get off here. I'm gonna do y'all a solid real quick. Let me look up Alex Spiro's resume real quick. Hold on, let me look this up. I gotta look this up for y'all. Alex Spiro Wiki. Let me look up his resume. Alex Spiro. Damn, his wiki don't even know when he was born. They said in 82 or 83. Man, this is crazy. Right? Harvard University student. Tufts University, Harvard University. Right? Harvard guy. Let me see his legal career right here. Right? In 2016, Spiro filed a lawsuit against the University of Oregon on behalf of two basketball players who were expelled after being accused of sexually assaulting a fresh woman at an off-campus party in 2014. The lawsuit alleged that Oregon investigators were biased against the expelled students and asked for damages in the amount of $10 million for each player. The lawsuit was dismissed. Hold on, let me put this on the screen. Let me put this on the screen. This is Alex Spiro's resume. See, these niggas be playing with me, bro. Hold on, let me put this on the screen. I got to put this on the screen for y'all. Because niggas say I'm capping. Niggas say, I asked y'all niggas. Niggas say, hey man, Tony Buzbee ain't nobody shake that. Okay, nigga, what nigga? We gonna look up Alex Spiro, nigga. I get surgical with this thing, nigga. Right? He got a couple wins in here, though. He got some wins in here. Let me see. He got some wins in here. Right? Let me see. I might put this up on here right now. Hold on, I'm just gonna read it. Forget it. I ain't got y'all know I was never capping. Let me read this for y'all real quick. And y'all be the judge. Let me read this for y'all. Legal career for Alex Spiro. Right? He got a nice little writing right here, too. Let's get to this real quick, and then we're gonna end this video. So Alex Spiro, right? In 2016, Alex Spiro filed a lawsuit against the University of Oregon. So he filed a lawsuit against the University of Oregon on behalf of two basketball players who were expelled after being accused of sexually assaulting a freshman woman at an off-campus party in 2014. The lawsuit alleged that Oregon investigators were biased against the expelled students and asked for damages in the amount of $10 million for each player. The lawsuit was dismissed by a federal district court, and that the ruling was upheld by a unanimous 3-judge panel of the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals 2019. So Alex Spiro, that case got thrown out that he filed. Let's go to the next one. Also in 2016, Alex Spiro represented Aaron Hernandez in his double homicide trial and the appeal of his 2015 murder conviction, in which he was initially acquitted, although Hernandez's murder conviction was reinstated in a ruling from Massachusetts' highest court in 2019. In 2017, Alex Spiro won a lawsuit against New York City, which agreed to pay $4 million to Thabo Cephalosha, who was an NBA player for the Atlanta Hawks at the time. In the federal lawsuit, he accused 5 police officers of false arrest and using excessive force during an encounter outside of a Manhattan nightclub. I remember that incident. I didn't know Alex Spiro was a lawyer. So he won that case. In 2018, Spiro was the part of the defense team for David Demos defending his case involving the use of illegal sales practices, including fraud for lying to clients. Another notable case of this instance includes that of Jesse Lipvick, right? In February 2019, Alex Spiro was asked by Jay-Z and Roc Nation to help with the immigration arrest of rapper-songwriter 21 Savage, resulting in the rapper's release from federal custody. So Alex Spiro got that. In March 2019, Spiro was chosen to be a part of Robert Kraft's legal team, defending him against misdemeanor charges of solicitation. In March 2019, in September 2019, Spiro obtained a dismissal of a breach of contract and unjust enrichment claim brought by a former trainer of tennis player Naomi Osaka. In December of 2019, Alex Spiro defended Elon Musk in a defamation case raised by Vernon Unsworth from statements made relating to their involvement in the Tham Luang cave rescue. The jury ultimately found Musk not liable. Spiro has also represented Elon Musk in a suit brought by shareholders over Tesla acquiring Solar City. In 2022, after Musk took control of Twitter, Spiro has taken an active role in the legal team and led conversations about a 25% layoff of employees. Not bad. In March 2020, Spiro and hip-hop artists Killer Mike, Meek Mill, Yo Gotti, and Chance the Rapper sent a brief to the United States Supreme Court detailing the ways rap music is stigmatized and stereotyped by the legal system. In May 2020, Spiro filed a lawsuit against the healthcare providers for inmates at Mississippi prisons after Jay-Z Rock Nation filed their own lawsuit on behalf of the group of inmates. The lawsuit accuses them of an entire breakdown in the Mississippi prison's healthcare system. In May 2021, the family of Don Lewis hired Spiro to investigate his 1997 disappearance, which gained renewed interest after airing of the Netflix series Tiger King. In 2021, Spiro obtained a temporary restraining order against Rockefeller co-founder Damon Dash in a Manhattan federal court, blocking a planned non-fungible token auction of his copyright interest in Jay-Z's debut album, Reasonable Doubt. In November 2021, a New York jury decided in favor of Alex Spiro, finding Jay-Z not liable in a suit stemming from a cologne deal in 2013. Jay-Z was awarded $4.5 million as a result. Not bad for Alex Spiro. He's won a case with Jay-Z before. It says Spiro has previously been involved in investigations and litigation surrounding Robert Durst, Alec Baldwin, Philip Seymour Hoffman. Spiro has represented music artists such as Mickey Jagger, Bobby Shmurda, as well as athletes including Charles Oakley and Julian Edelman. In a filing against the SEC to rescind consent decree, Spiro paraphrased Eminem's song "Without Me." SEC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They tried to shut me down, replacing FCC with SEC. That SEC decree requires Musk tweets about his business, especially Tesla, to be vetted by Tesla's lawyers before posting it. In 2022, Musk appointed Spiro to oversee Twitter's legal, marketing, and trust and safety teams, which included responsibility for Twitter's elections work. In February 2023, Spiro represented Elon Musk in a securities fraud trial, leading to a verdict that found Musk not liable. The investors in the trial had alleged that Musk misled them when he tweeted in 2018 that he had funding secured to take Tesla private. Not bad for Alex Spiro. He's solid right here. You got to give him his credit when his credit due. He is solid. Spiro represented Tesla in a retrial involving a lawsuit filed by former contract worker Owen Diaz. Initially, Diaz was awarded $136.9 million in damages for facing racism at Tesla's premises. Damn, that's crazy. Let me read that again. I never knew this. Hold on, let me read this again. Alex Spiro represented Tesla in a retrial involving a lawsuit filed by a former contract worker named Owen Diaz. Initially, Diaz was awarded $136.9 million in damages for facing racism at Tesla's premises. However, after an appeal and a new trial with Alex Spiro on the defense team, the damages were significantly reduced to approximately $3.2 million. So he got those racism allegations, he got the damages reduced. I never knew Tesla was sued for racism. I never knew that. That's crazy. It says in May 2023, Spiro, leading Twitter's legal team, has accused Microsoft of misusing Twitter's data, potentially exceeding usage limits and breaching usage agreement terms related to government entities, setting the stage for a potential legal battle over AI development. In July 2023, Spiro, on behalf of Twitter, threatened to sue Meta Platforms on the day of launch of Threads app. Twitter claimed that the Meta engaged in misappropriation of trade secrets and intellectual property owned by Twitter, that certain features and functionalities present in their app closely resemble proprietary elements and innovations that Twitter has developed over time. Spiro represents Charlie Javis in her defense against JP Morgan Chase lawsuit, in which she was charged with security fraud, wire fraud, bank fraud, and conspiracy. In March 2024, Alex Spiro represented Elon Musk in a defamation lawsuit from Benjamin Brody that accused Elon Musk of falsely suggesting that Brody was a government agent that participated. Oh, this is crazy. Hold on. I got to read this again. In March of 2024, Alex Spiro represented Elon Musk in a defamation lawsuit from Benjamin Brody that accused Elon Musk of falsely suggesting that Mr. Brody was a government agent who participated in a neo-N-word brawl. Since then, Spiro has faced sanctions over the case for quote-unquote unauthorized practice of law, end quote, due to not being licensed to practice in Texas where the case was brought. In July of 2024, Alex Spiro defended at trial Alec Baldwin from a New Mexico manslaughter charge stemming from the movie Rust, where the cinematographer was shot and unalived by Alex Baldwin from a prop blicky. On July the 12th, Alex Spiro filed a successful motion to dismiss the charge against Baldwin with prejudice over withheld evidence, meaning Baldwin cannot be retried. In August 2024, Alex Spiro was hired by YouTuber Mr. Beast in the midst of multiple controversies surrounding him. In September 2024, Alex Spiro was an attorney for the New York City Mayor Eric Adams, after Adams was indicted in a federal corruption case. In December of 2024, Alex Spiro defended Elon Musk after the SEC renewed its investigation into Neuralink. He vigorously defends Jay-Z over allegations for sexually abused woman in the year of 2000. Man. So that is Alex Spiro's resume right there. That's on Wikipedia, right? That was on his resume right there. Yeah, Alex Spiro don't want some cases. He don't want some cases, and he don't got some litigation. That litigation, that 130-something million, he got down to 3.2 in that defamation case. Man, that guy had won 100. I know I'd be ticked if I was that dude. If that dude, they said that dude sued Tesla for defamation on the premises. He originally won like 130 something million. Alex Spiro got on the case, and he only got awarded 3.2 million. Man, I'd be so ticked off. I originally got awarded 130 something million. He come on the case, and they lowered to 3.2 million. Man, shit. So yeah, man, you guys, like I said before, man, Alex Spiro, he a bulldog, straight up. I think this is gonna be a good one right here, though. I really do want to see it. I like some good old litigation. I want to see these lawyers go at it because I want to see who is the best. Because see, I'm telling you right now, to me, the man was Johnny Cochran. That was the man. To me, Johnny Cochran was the man, bro. I thought Johnny Cochran was the GOAT. That's what I thought, bro. I thought Johnny Cochran was the GOAT. But y'all let me know what y'all think, man. I'm talking about the GOAT of lawyers. I'm talking about the greatest all-time lawyer. That's why I thought Johnny Cochran, like, man, Johnny Cochran, man, this dude right here is a monster. You know what I'm saying? Because that case he won, bro, that shit was impossible. When I say impossible, bro, the whole goddamn country was basically trying to say OJ was guilty. And anybody who lived through that, bro, that case, the tensions in the United States of America, you can cut it with a knife. All-time high. Unbelievable at that time. So, again, you guys definitely let me know what y'all think, man. That was an all-time case right there. That's why I always say Johnny Cochran, in my opinion, is the GOAT, because him winning that case, bro, that was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Especially how everybody thought that case was going to go down. So, y'all let me know what y'all think. Salute to everybody in the building. Like, share, subscribe. Y'all let me know what y'all feel in the comments, man. Gone. All right, you guys. So we appreciate everybody that popped in, supported this video. Make sure that you guys shop our merch. We got that new A-Weapons merchandise right there below this video. All you got to do is look below. The links will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well to get the merch, to donate, support the channel, and subscribe to our podcast show. You'll see all those links pinned at the top of the comment section of this video. And we appreciate everybody that supports this channel and our networks. Also, that straight drop weight loss formula. Go to the website. You guys will see that. A link for that will be pinned at the top of the comment section as well. Go right there for all of your weight loss needs. Straight drop weight loss formula. We have a lot of testimonials on the website. You can go to www.str-8-drop.com and get you some of the weight loss formula today. Take your weight loss serious. Get in the gym, work out, exercise, and do what you got to do. Stay on point. We appreciate everybody that's been locked into this video. Again, all the links are pinned at the top of the comment section below. Salute to all of y'all. And again, we appreciate everybody who support what we doing over here.